My beloved, my child of light. You are trembling right now because your soul already knows something has been burning in heaven for you. Listen carefully, Archangel Michael cried desperately. His tears are not ordinary tears, they are flames of warning, begging you not to ignore this. Something hidden, something crucial, is about to break open in your life. Please, don't try to skip this. I am telling you this the way a parent whispers to their child in the middle of the night, when danger is near but love is stronger. Heaven does not cry without reason. Michael saw what was written in the scroll of your destiny, and he could not stay silent. He leans over you now and says, my beloved, if you skip this, you may never understand why your path has been blocked, why your prayers felt unanswered, why your heart carried that heaviness. You are chosen. Not by chance, but because your name was etched on the golden walls of eternity before you were even born. And today, heaven says it is time. But let me pause for one moment to tell you something important. If you feel even a small fire in your heart while reading this, that is not coincidence, it is heaven knocking. That is your soul saying, stay, listen, subscribe to the voice of God that is calling you right now, do not miss this connection, because your miracle is waiting in the very next breath of this message. Michael's voice is trembling. He says, my child, I am crying because the enemy tried to close your eyes. They tried to make you skip this. They wanted you to never see what God is about to hand you. But you are stronger. You are awake now. And once you open fully, nothing in this world will be able to steal what is meant for you. You must understand, this moment is rare. It is sacred. It is wrapped in urgency, like lightning about to strike. God does not send angels in desperation unless something extraordinary is about to unfold. Your tomorrow, your relationships, your blessings, your peace, they all hang on what you do in this moment. And so Michael begs you again, do not skip. Stay. Let every word wash over you like divine rain. Because hidden in these lines is the exact key your spirit has been begging for. My beloved. My child, chosen by the highest hand, your soul is already shaking because heaven just bent closer to whisper something you cannot ignore. Archangel Michael has cried desperately. His tears are not simple tears, they are rivers of warning, carrying the weight of what is about to fall into your life. And yet, heaven says, do not run. Do not skip. Because inside this very message is the shield you have been praying for. Michael bends low before you and speaks with a trembling voice. My child, if you turn away now, you will walk into shadows blindfolded. But if you stay, if you drink in every line, you will see the unseen, and your future will no longer be stolen. There is something you must know, darkness has been circling your name, and heaven could not keep silent any longer. That is why Michael cried. That is why heaven forced this message onto your path. You did not stumble here, you were led, chosen, handpicked to hear this at this exact hour. And let me pause for just a breath to tell you this, if you feel your heart pulling, if you sense that fire inside, don't ignore it. That is not coincidence. That is not imagination. That is your miracle knocking. Subscribe to this divine flow of messages, stay connected to heaven's words, because your blessing lives in the very next lines. The enemy wanted you distracted, but God wants you awakened. Michael says again, my beloved, the scroll of your destiny is unrolling right now. And written upon it is something urgent, something the enemy has fought to keep you from seeing. That's why I cried. That's why I begged heaven to release this to you. Please, don't try to skip this moment. It is too sacred. You are not ordinary. That is why your battles have been so intense. You have wondered why the weight was heavier on you, why the storms kept circling, why people you trusted turned against you. It is because you are chosen, and chosen ones are always tested before they are crowned. But heaven says, enough. The time for wandering in shadows is over. Michael is standing with a sword of light, cutting through lies, exposing betrayals, and opening the gate of your miracle. And all of this unfolds only if you stay present, only if you let these words pour like healing oil into your soul. My beloved, every line you read now is a seed. And that seed is not empty, it is carrying your answered prayer, your breakthrough, your protection. Do not skip. Because skipping is like leaving your miracle unopened at the door. My beloved, my child of eternal promise, your spirit already feels it, something in heaven is stirring. Archangel Michael has cried, not a small cry but a desperate cry that shook the golden gates of heaven itself. He is trying to warn you, to shake you awake before something unfolds around you. He begged for this message to reach you, because if you skip it, you may never see what God is protecting you from. Michael says in his trembling voice, my beloved, I am crying because time is short. Darkness has been plotting behind you, writing lies in secret, and if you turn your head away from this moment, the truth will pass you by. Don't let that happen. Don't let the enemy win by distraction. Stay with me. This is not a simple message. It is not chance. It is not coincidence that you are here right now, reading these very lines. You are here because heaven moved mountains, shifted clocks, bent destiny, just so you would not miss this revelation. Every word here is a doorway into what has been hidden. Every sentence is a key to unlock your unanswered questions. And I must pause for a breath to tell you, if you feel fire moving in your chest, if your heart is racing while you read this, it is not your imagination. That is heaven pressing on you. That is God whispering, don't leave. Don't skip. Stay. And let me remind you, subscribe to this divine stream, stay connected, because your miracle is not tomorrow, it is here, it is now, and it is rising as you continue. Michael wipes his tears and leans closer, my beloved, you have been walking through storms you never deserved. You have carried pain that others could not see. And you kept asking, why me? The reason is not because you are cursed, it is because you are chosen. And chosen souls always attract battles before blessings. But I am here now. And my sword of light has been raised for you. Asterisk. Understand this deeply, heaven never sends warnings without miracles. Michael's desperate cry is not only about danger, it is also about deliverance. Something heavy is being lifted even as you read. Something broken is being healed. Something stolen is being returned. And all of it is tied to your decision in this moment, to stay, to listen, to open fully. My beloved, you cannot afford to look away. Every line is a thread in the fabric of your destiny. Skip one, and the design feels incomplete. But stay, and you will see the tapestry of your life being rewoven with colors you never imagined. My beloved, my chosen one, heaven bends near you with urgency. Archangel Michael's desperate cry is not an echo, it is a thunder shaking through your soul. He is not crying because you are weak, he is crying because you are strong, and there is something hidden that heaven cannot allow you to miss. You have asked many nights, why do I feel something coming? Why is my spirit restless? And this is why. Because the gates of your destiny are trembling, and if you do not listen, you may walk past what was meant for you. Michael leans closer, his voice breaking, my child, I begged heaven to send this because your name is written in fire on the scroll of victory. But there are hands trying to blot it out. I cried because the time is short. Please, don't skip this moment, because inside these words lies your shield, your miracle, your release. Do you understand? You did not just stumble into this message. God has been watching you, sending signs, whispers, dreams, but they felt blurry, out of reach. That is why this message was pressed into your path. It is not chance, it is divine design. The battle you have been fighting in silence, the confusion in your heart, the unanswered questions, they are about to be unveiled. And let me remind you again, if you feel your spirit pulling, if your chest is heavy or your heart is racing, don't ignore it. That is not anxiety, that is not coincidence, it is God touching you, confirming this word. Stay connected. Stay awake. Subscribe your soul to this flow of heaven's voice. Don't let the enemy trick you into skipping the very line that carries your breakthrough. Michael wipes his tears and says, beloved, your enemies smiled at you but plotted behind you. They laughed in your presence but whispered lies in your absence. They thought you would never see it. But I have seen it. And God has commanded me to reveal it. The truth is coming out, and nothing can stop it. This is why you have felt heaviness lately. This is why doors seemed closed. It wasn't because God abandoned you, it was because He was preparing to clear away what was fake, to expose what was false, so He could replace it with something unshakable. But you must not skip this message. Every line is carrying a piece of your freedom. Every word is a sword cutting away what was sent to bind you. Stay, read, receive, because this is not just a message, it is an encounter. My beloved, you have been sensing it for days, that pressure on your heart, that quiet whisper that something is shifting. That is not your imagination. That is heaven pressing on you, and Archangel Michael crying desperately because the hour is near. His cry is not weak, it is powerful, urgent, filled with divine sorrow and divine authority. He sees what your eyes cannot yet see. He knows what is approaching your life, and he is trying with all his strength to warn you before it is too late. Michael says with trembling words, "My child, if you walk away from this moment, the enemy will think he has succeeded. But if you stay, if you take in every word, I will place my sword of light between you and the storm. The danger will lose its power, and your blessing will rise." My child, this is not chance. This message is not random. It is your divine appointment, the very sign you prayed for in silence. Heaven arranged this moment. The tears of Michael are proof that your name is being spoken in heaven's throne room right now. And do not miss this: when heaven cries, it is because your destiny is burning brightly and the enemy is trembling. Listen carefully. You have been walking under the weight of unanswered questions. You have felt abandoned by friends, betrayed by people who smiled in your face but pierced you in the dark. You have asked God why your heart has been so heavy. And the truth is here: your heaviness was not punishment. It was a sign that something hidden was being exposed, that lies were unraveling, that the truth was on its way. And let me pause for a moment to tell you this: if your heart is racing right now, if your spirit feels fire, do not ignore it. That is the confirmation you asked for. Heaven's hand is on you, and the message will not stop until you are delivered. Stay connected. Stay open. Subscribe to this divine flow so you do not lose the voice that is guiding you right now. Your miracle is tied to your choice to remain here. Michael whispers again, "Beloved, I saw the trap. I saw the hand that tried to write against you. I saw the betrayal planned behind your back. That is why I cried. But do not be afraid, because I am here with the sword of God, and no plan formed against you shall stand." This is why you have been delayed, why blessings seem to be just out of reach. It was not because you were forgotten, it was because heaven was rearranging the battlefield. The storm was real, but so is your victory. And now, the veil is being lifted, the truth is being revealed, and the light is breaking through. My beloved, every word you are reading now is a rope of light pulling you out of the pit you didn't even know you were sinking into. If you stop, you cut the rope. But if you keep holding on, heaven will raise you higher than you dreamed possible. My beloved, my child of promise, breathe and stay with me, because this moment has been arranged by heaven and sealed with urgency, and Archangel Michael is still weeping with a righteous fire that refuses to let your destiny be stolen in silence. He has seen a shadow trying to move behind your name. He has seen a word spoken against you when you were not in the room. He has seen a gate that was meant for you being guarded by fear and delay. And he is crying because the hour has come to tear the veil and pull you forward before the next page of your life turns without you. So do not skip, not a single line, not a single breath, because what you are reading now is not decoration, it is instruction, it is armor, it is a torch being placed in your hands. You have been asking why the air around you feels different, why familiar places began to feel strange, why the laughter of certain people sounded hollow even when the words were sweet, and heaven answers you now and says the shift you felt was not confusion but calibration, a secret aligning of your steps with a road your feet had never walked. And Michael cried because the enemy's favorite trick is subtle sleep. To let you drift until opportunity passes, to let you sigh until the door closes. But the Lion of Heaven will not allow it, not this time, not with your name, and that is why this message has wrapped itself around you like a living wind and will not let go. Listen closely, my child, for the warning is precise and the promise is sharper still. A conversation is circling your life, a decision is being weighed, and a notice is preparing to travel with your name on it, and the enemy wanted to stain it with delay or confusion or false testimony. But Michael has been stationed by your path with a sword that divides lies from truth. And as you keep reading, he is cutting what tried to wrap around your future, he is tearing it strand by strand, and you will feel the difference first as a small inward looseness, then as a clarity that lands on your mind like cool water, then as a strong quiet that says you are safe, proceed, and you will know that heaven answered you in real time. Do not let your heart argue with the miracle standing at your door, for miracles do not always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes they come dressed as a sentence that won't let you go, a nudge to make one call, a sudden strength to say no to what once owned you, a midnight peace that silences old storms. And this is why Michael cried, because your next deliverance is not dramatic in the way your mind expected, but it is surgical and final. And the enemy fears finality more than noise, so he whispers, skip it, save it, read later, but heaven shouts, now, and the word now is your lifeline. I speak to the place in you that almost settled for less, to the part of you that thought maybe the closed door was permanent. Hear me with the ears of your spirit. The delay was not denial, the silence was not rejection, the pause was not punishment, it was a rearrangement of rooms you could not see, and the tears you cried were not wasted drops but holy ink marking the edges of a new chapter. And Michael collected them, yes, collected them, and poured them back as strength into your bones so you could walk through the gate when it opened. And beloved, the gate is opening even now as you keep reading. You will notice the signs quickly. People who kept you small will grow restless around your new peace. Invitations you never asked for will begin to appear from directions you did not expect. An old fear will try to rise once, maybe twice, and then it will break like dry bread in your hands because the authority of heaven will sit on your tongue and you will say a simple sentence that closes a 5-year battle in 5 seconds. And when it happens you will remember this line and thank God you did not skip. Let me place this clear instruction in your heart like a sealed letter from the throne. In the next window of days be mindful of the first words you speak in the morning, for your mornings will set the choreography of your doors, and when you rise say aloud with calm command, I reject delay, I return what is not mine, I receive my portion, I walk protected under Michael's sword, and you will notice that the day will obey you. Because creation recognizes the voice that knows it is loved, and you, my child, are loved beyond fear. Now, about the warning Michael pressed into my spirit with tears still warm on his face. There is a pattern that once stole from you, a familiar whisper that shows up when you begin to accelerate, a voice that says you are behind, you are late, you are unworthy, and it wears different masks. Comparison on one day, false guilt on another, sudden exhaustion on a third, but it is the same thief. And today is the day the thief is named and disarmed. When you feel it approach, do not negotiate, do not explain, simply pause, put your hand on your chest, and say with the authority of a child in their father's house, I am exactly on time, my steps are ordered, my oil is reserved for true assignments, and as you say it you will feel the ancient pressure release, because identity is the lock and the key both, and yours belongs to heaven. Receive this next part as a personal commissioning, because heaven asked me to place it inside your spirit like fire that will not harm you but will guard you. You are stepping into a season where your yes must be pure and your no must be clean, where you do not perform to keep counterfeit peace, where you stop explaining your anointing to those who only understand cages, where you bless from a distance when necessary and protect your inner room, and Michael stands at that inner room with an unsheathed blade, and he is not apologizing for the protection, he is rejoicing, because what is growing inside you now is not small, it is royal, it is weighty, it is the answer to a prayer someone else is praying, and heaven will not let it be miscarried by distraction. Pause here and mark this line like a ribbon in a holy book, because it carries a doorway for you. If these words are striking your spirit like a bell, if you know this message is reading you even as you read it, then stay close to this stream of voice and do not lose it. Follow, stay connected, subscribe your attention to heaven's counsel through these messages, because the rest of what is being released for you in the coming days will arrive like coordinates, and when coordinates are missing, journeys become longer than they need to be, but when you keep the map, you save years. I am authorized to speak to your household, to the threshold you cross when the day is done, because heaven honors the place where you lay your head. Let it be known that heaviness must depart your rooms, that argument must leave your doorposts, that cycles of panic must be replaced with rhythms of praise, that old items saturated with regret may be released without ceremony, that your table will host clean conversations and your bed will hold unbroken rest, and as you tend to your space with simple obedience, opening a window, lighting a candle, whispering a psalm, playing a gentle hymn, you will notice your dreams begin to clear and carry instruction instead of confusion, and you will rise with memory instead of fog. To the part of you that fears the unknown opportunity drawing near, hear Michael's trembling yet triumphant voice. Courage is not noise, courage is alignment. You do not need to shout to be sure, you need to stand where heaven stands, and heaven stands with you. Make the call, answer the email, read the document slowly, bless your name before you sign. Ask the question you were afraid to ask, and if a door looks wide but your spirit says narrow, trust your spirit, for not every wide gate leads to gardens, and not every narrow path is empty. Your provision is already planted, and the ground is responding to your footsteps. What looked barren is not barren, it was simply waiting for the right weather, and heaven changed the weather for you, and if you listen deeply you will hear the soil itself celebrating, for creation knows when a promised one finally arrives at the field assigned to them. So your attention, sow your excellence, sow your boundaries, sow your kindness in worthy soil, and you will reap swiftly, because time is bending to obedience in this season. Michael is still crying, yes, but notice the tears are changing. They are not only tears of warning now, they are tears of recognition, for he sees the warrior in you standing up, he sees your shoulders squaring, he sees the fog lifting off your mind, he sees you remembering who you are, and angels rejoice when identity returns. Take one more holy breath and say quietly, I remember. And watch how your spine finds its own dignity again, watch how your eyes find their light again, watch how your voice finds its right volume, not the shout of panic, not the whisper of fear, but the steady river of authority. Before this portion closes, take this blessing like oil across your forehead. I bless your timing, I bless your discernment, I bless your incoming messages and your outgoing words, I bless your contracts and your conversations, I bless your posture in rooms of decision, I bless your rest at night and your strength in daylight, I bless your hands to release what is not yours and grasp what is sent by God. I bless the road behind you to stop pulling, I bless the road before you to start singing. And I bless your name to be spoken with honor where it matters and forgotten where it was only used. Now continue, my beloved, continue with this flame alive in you, because the page is turning even as you breathe, and you will not be left behind by your own destiny. Let every line you have read remain like a living guard around your day, let every promise you have received seat itself upon your thoughts, and let every warning be heeded without fear or delay, for heaven has decided for you, and Archangel Michael has taken his stand. And as you refuse to skip the voice that called you today, you will walk into the hour that has been calling your name for years. My beloved, you are still here, still listening, and that alone is proof that your spirit knows this is not an ordinary moment. Archangel Michael's desperate cry is not fading, it is growing louder inside you, because heaven will not rest until you are shielded. He saw the path your feet were about to take, and he could not stay silent. He saw a trap that looked like an opportunity, a smile that carried a hidden blade, a door that seemed open but was painted with deception. That is why he cried, because the danger was so close, but so was your deliverance. Michael speaks again, my beloved, every line you read breaks another chain. Every word you allow into your spirit cuts through another lie. That is why the enemy whispers for you to skip, to close, to forget. But do not skip. Your miracle is in motion, and it depends on your willingness to stay awake right now. My child, the heaviness you felt in your chest these past weeks, the strange delays, the sudden misunderstandings, they were not random. They were signals, alarms from heaven, showing you that the old season was collapsing and the enemy was fighting to hold on to ground that does not belong to him anymore. You are stepping into new land, and as with every crossing, there are forces that try to stop the chosen from entering. But hear me, the crossing is already decreed. You will not be stopped, unless you choose silence over revelation. Take this moment seriously, for it is not just words you are hearing, it is a transfer. Heaven is putting into your hands the keys that others tried to hide. The scroll of your destiny is being unsealed, and Michael is standing by to make sure you read it with open eyes. That is why you feel the pull in your spirit, that urgency that will not let you look away. That is not fear, that is awakening. And pause here, my beloved, to understand, this is not just a message to comfort you, it is a message to commission you. Heaven is calling you higher, asking you to let go of old weights, asking you to release the voices that never wanted your growth, asking you to step into the inheritance written in your bloodline. Do not shrink back. You are stronger than the shadows, and the light is already burning behind you, pushing you forward. Michael cries because he sees the beauty of what is coming. He weeps because your pain has not been in vain. Every sleepless night, every tear you shed in silence, every prayer that felt ignored, all of them have been gathered, woven into a crown that is about to be placed on your head. But only if you do not skip, only if you keep your eyes open and your spirit ready. My beloved, hold steady. This is not the end of the message. It is only the beginning of the unveiling. My beloved, the reason you are still here is because your soul knows this is not just a stream of words, it is a river flowing from heaven to you. Archangel Michael's cry has not ended, it continues, because the urgency of this hour has not lifted. He has seen the page of your life turning, and he has seen both the schemes of darkness and the promises of light written there. His tears carry both warning and celebration, for he knows that if you remain awake, your testimony will shake the very walls that tried to hold you. Michael speaks once more, my beloved, every breath you take while reading this is shifting your atmosphere. Every sentence that enters your spirit is building a shield around your name. The enemy tried to smother your attention, to drown you in distraction, to make you blind to what is unfolding, but heaven has pressed this word into your hands as a torch. Do not let it fall. Do not skip, not now, not ever. Beloved, you have walked through valleys that made no sense, carrying burdens that no one else could see. And though you questioned, though you felt abandoned, the truth is being revealed now, heaven was not silent. God was preparing the ground under your feet, tearing away what could not hold the weight of your calling. And now the hour has come for the unveiling. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of the chapter your enemies never thought you would live to see. The trembling you feel inside, the urgency that makes it hard to look away, that is not fear. That is recognition. Your soul recognizes this as the moment it has been waiting for, the moment heaven scheduled before you were born. Do not dismiss it. Do not let the enemy whisper you away from it. Stay, because the key to what you prayed for is hidden in the very lines you are reading right now. Michael wipes his tears and lifts his head, beloved, the curtain is tearing. The secrets that were hidden against you are being dragged into the light. The lies that tried to cover your name are losing their grip. And as surely as I live, your deliverance is not coming later, it is beginning now. Every tear you cried has been turned into a weapon against your enemies. Every prayer you thought was lost has been gathered like gold dust and poured into your future. And so I tell you, my child, let this word remain with you. Carry it into your nights and your mornings. For heaven has spoken, and Archangel Michael has declared it, your warning has become your release, your tears have become your crown, and your time has arrived. My beloved, heaven is not finished speaking to you. The river of this word still flows, and Archangel Michael's cry is still heavy in the air. He has seen what lies behind the curtain of your days, and he is desperate to make sure you are not caught unprepared. His warning is not to frighten you but to protect you, to lift the veil before you step into what's next. His tears are holy fire, poured out so that you would know this is not just a casual message, it is a lifeline. Michael speaks again, my beloved, if you could see what I see, you would understand why I wept. I saw the enemy trying to slip into your story quietly, disguising harm as help, delay as destiny, confusion as comfort. But I also saw the hand of God moving faster, brighter, stronger. I cried because the moment is urgent, and because your breakthrough is closer than your breath. Beloved, you may not realize it yet, but the very pain you carried has been converted into a pathway. What felt like closed doors were rerouting you toward the gate written in your name. Every disappointment was a redirection, every delay a divine pause, every tear a seed. And now the harvest is pressing through the soil of your life, unstoppable, undeniable. That is why Michael cries, because he knows your waiting is ending, and he doesn't want you to step away at the final hour. I need you to feel this, the heaviness you have carried, the restless energy, the sense of being watched or misunderstood, all of it was pointing to this moment. The enemy has been trying to cloud your vision, but heaven is clearing the sky above your soul. As you read these lines, something is loosening inside you, something ancient is being undone. That is the power of heaven's timing. Michael wipes his face, steadies his voice, and declares, "Beloved, no plan formed against you shall succeed. No tongue that rises to condemn you will stand. No secret plot against your life will bear fruit. God's decree is stronger, and I am here to enforce it. Stay awake. Stay present. Do not skip, for your miracle is being written in real time." My beloved, let this truth anchor you. You are not too late, not too broken, not too forgotten. You are right on time. And the tears of heaven prove it. My beloved, the reason heaven has not lifted this message from you is because the oil of your destiny is still being poured. Archangel Michael is still standing with tears on his face, and those tears are not weakness, they are urgency. He has seen what was whispered against you, what was attempted in silence, and what was waiting to unfold if you walked blind. He begged that this message would reach you, because the enemy's strongest weapon is not force, but distraction. If you look away, if you skip, you miss the key that was placed in your hand. Michael speaks with fire in his voice, "Beloved, you have walked through storms meant to bury you, but instead they uncovered your strength. You have survived nights that should have broken you, but instead they prepared you. And now your hour is shifting, but you must not let go of this word. Every sentence is light for your next step. Every line is a shield for your tomorrow." Beloved, think of the battles you fought when no one saw you, the tears you wiped in silence, the times you almost gave up but somehow kept moving. Heaven did not ignore those moments. They were written down. They became the very reason angels are standing guard over you now. What was meant to end you has become the proof of why you cannot be stopped. And Michael weeps because he knows your reward is closer than you think. You may feel the weight in your chest, the pull in your spirit, the sense that this word was meant for you alone. That is not imagination. That is confirmation. God Himself is pressing on your soul, saying, "Stay awake, my child. Do not skip. For I am doing something in your life that you will only understand if you walk through it word by word." Michael's voice trembles, but his sword is steady. Beloved, the hand that tried to block you is being cut away. The lies spoken against you are being silenced. The truth that was hidden is being dragged into the light. I cried because the pain you carried was great, but the joy that is coming will be greater. And so I tell you, my child, remain here, remain open, remain awake. This is not the end of the message, it is only another wave in the river that will not stop flowing until your spirit is full and your heart is lit with the fire of heaven. My beloved, heaven still leans close to your spirit, because the message is not finished. Archangel Michael has not stopped crying, his tears are still flowing like rivers of warning and rivers of hope. He is crying because the weight of your destiny is greater than the battles that came against you, and he wants you to see it clearly before the enemy tries once more to make you doubt. His cry is proof of how urgent this moment is, proof that what is coming cannot be delayed, proof that your soul must remain awake until the revelation is complete. Michael speaks again, beloved, there are words being spoken in rooms you cannot see, decisions being weighed with your name attached, papers being prepared that will affect your tomorrow. The enemy thought you would not be ready, but I am here to make you ready. My tears are my plea, do not walk blind, do not drift away, because heaven is giving you sight. Child of light, the strange heaviness you have felt lately, the restless sleep, the sudden waves of emotions you could not explain, those were not random. They were signals. They were heaven's way of telling you that the chapter was shifting, that your story was turning. Do not ignore them. What you thought was weakness was really sensitivity to the Spirit. What you thought was confusion was really your spirit catching glimpses of what was coming. And let me remind you once more, if your heart is pounding, if your spirit feels pulled closer with every line, this is not imagination. That is confirmation. Heaven is gripping you. God is saying, stay here. Do not skip. For your miracle is being written as you read. Michael wipes his tears, raises his sword, and speaks firmly, beloved, the truth that was covered will not remain covered. The betrayal that was hidden will not remain hidden. The delay that tried to bind you will not remain in place. I cried because I saw how hard it was for you, but I also cry now because I see the victory, greater than the pain, brighter than the night. My beloved, you are not forgotten. You are not late. You are not lost. You are exactly where heaven needs you to be in this very moment. And Michael's tears are heaven's seal upon your destiny, proof that the message is real, and proof that your breakthrough is already unfolding.